Hey, what do you say? We're going a little OG here on the Run-In podcast, recording later than we planned on doing, but whatever. We're here. My name is Tommy Paradise.
It's showtime, folks. It's your boy DJ with new dental work in his mouth as I speak to you.
You get some grills?
No, not grills. No, I would never do that. I'm sorry.
Never? You would never get grills.
No, even if I had the money.
Somebody says, DJ, here's $1 million and I'll pay for your grills. You would never get them.
So why you got to throw money in there?
You said never. Why you got to say never? In the words of my good friend Justin Bieber, never say never, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like that. Okay, somebody had to pay me a lot of money. How about that? Put grills.
It's a way better statement.
Okay.
Way better statement. I would get them if somebody paid me enough.
Sure.
Certainly get them.
All the way, old dirty bastard. Pay me enough money.
The Run-In podcast brought to you, of course, by Figure Collections and our friend Jack over at Figure Collections. Check out shop.figurecollections.com. Use the code RUN10 to save 10% over there. Besides your dental work, DJ, what's going on over there on the West Coast?
Man,
small talked it up in a while.
Yeah, well, I had to get the coffee tonight because I had a busy day, like from jump. Like, so woke up, so that's when I went to the dentist to have them dig in my mouth and got a new crown is what I did. I don't know, folks that ever gotten a crown. I got one, the porcelain one, so it looks real. So I did, and then I went to work. And then I went to trivia, and here I am. And that's why, tonight's drink is coffee.
Yep. I got an energy drink ready to go myself. And I actually was at the store on my way home from my own trivia night, and I grabbed this brand new Mountain Dew Zero Sugar mystery flavor.
Ooh.
Voodoo.
I have seen those.
I'm gonna give it a swig right here on the air as we're recording here and try this out. Now I tried that Coke Zero, like the celebration one.
Mm-hmm.
That one was a little weird. This one,
it is kind of weird.
I don't know what this one smells like, to be honest with you. Trying to get that aroma. It smells like candy, but like maybe Skittles.
Down it goes.
It doesn't really taste like anything, to be honest with you. It's kind of weird. It's white and it's mystery flavor. So I thought it was gonna be like the mystery flavor of Airhead.
So maybe remember Pepsi Clear?
Yeah, I'm not really getting. It's just there's like a sweet candy flavor now, like aftertaste.
So swing and a miss.
It's not terrible. I don't think I would ever get it again. I really need them. I really need Mountain Dew to come out with zero sugar orange live wire.
Ooh.
The live wire Mountain Dew was the best. That should be a draft show on Patreon. It's Mountain Dew flavors.
Remember Cactus Coolers?
I don't remember that. No. Code Red. We need a zero sugar Code Red.
Right.
Cactus
Cooler. Maybe that was more in my neighborhood, but
maybe.
But yeah, it's I believe they're either, I can't place it whether they're on the Pepsi or Coke side, but it's pineapple and orange flavor.
I would try that.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of like Fanta drinks, like the purple or grape, orange. I remember when I went to the Dominican on my honeymoon, I drank a lot of orange Fanta.
Oh, in the Latin countries, they're way better.
Yeah. Oh, just like Coke. Mexican Coke is like the only regular, like non-diet Coke that I'll drink. Like if I go to, even sometimes at Chipotle, I'll grab one. Yeah, it's just real sugar. It's not the bullshit that they put in it. Yeah.
All this stuff that's not allowed in other countries that we
exactly
regularly.
This I think they're trying to go with like a candy flavor here on this, just as a guess.
I'm gonna go swing and a miss on this.
Yeah, give it. You guys try it. Let me know what you think. I probably won't buy it again, but
all right.
It's not terrible. It's like it's sweet. It's got that little candy touch. It's got a very Halloween.
It's got the caffeine though.
Yeah, and I've got a Celsius energy drink, which, by the way, is like I think my new favorite energy drink.
Oh, I've had those before.
Yeah, they're good. Sorry, Ray.
Where they say they burn fat.
Hey, man, I'm picking up what they're putting down. I'll believe anything.
All right,
for the most part. But how's things going out in LA? The Dodger fans going nuts yet, or what? Nervous? How's everybody feeling in Dodger country?
Not yet. Because we know that the Padres weren't going to go down without swing. It was going to be a series.
They're not going to be the Mariners.
What's that?
They're not going to be the Mariners.
I don't think so.
As of right now, the Mariners are down 2-0. Two games.
No, I don't think so. I think I think the Mariners have a good team. Like, we know this. They'll be all right.
Yeah.
They'll be all right.
I hope I'm hoping for Mariners Guardians in the ALCS. Fuck the Yankees. Fuck the Astros.
Damn. Now I can go with you on the Astros.
Yeah. Well, Yankees, I have to hate. That's like you saying fuck the Giants. It's it's that rivalry, man. I can't be going for the Yankees at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
But. No, and just think, living here in the Bay Area in those years that the Giants went to the World Series, were just like, I need another drink. I mean, and then flags all over the cars and everything. And you know, all of a sudden people I'm like, wait, I didn't even know you were a Giant fan,
Right. Oh, that's the best. That's like Zach Egoff talking shit to me about the Orioles finishing better than the Red Sox this year. It's like, okay, all of a sudden you're going to talk about the Orioles. Like, I get it.
You want to talk about the team, like, oh, your team has a better record going to the couch to watch the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Right. We get a better draft picks at the end of all that. So, but I get it. Everybody just wants to talk shit. It's the world we live in.
It is. You gotta have some. You gotta bust people's balls here.
That we live in. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. I'm still under the weather here, man. I went to the doctor. I did a telehealth call the other day. Like, I called my doctor. I'm like, hey, I need a doctor's appointment.
But yeah.
No, that's exactly where I was going with this. I called my doctor the other day and I'm like, hey, I don't feel good. Here's what's going on. Of course, did you take a COVID test? Yes. I've taken like 3. No COVID.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll set up a telehealth call for you. So, okay, do that. She's like, all right, I'm going to prescribe a antibiotic and a steroid for you.
Damn.
Go pick them up. I'm not feeling any better. One of the guys on my hockey team last night was like, it sounds like you have pneumonia. Like, because I have like shit in my lungs that I can hear when I'm coughing and stuff.
I'm going to agree with him.
Yeah. So I got to call them back tomorrow and be like, the stuff you gave me is not working. I still feel shitty. I can still kind of feel stuff in my lungs, but I hope you guys are all really enjoying these conversations about me being sick. But yeah, it's small talk here on the Run-In podcast. But we haven't done small talk in a long time. So there you go. There you go.
Get to know us a little. You guys get to know us a little bit more.
That's right. Shoot the shit a little bit here. But the Run-In podcast, as I mentioned, brought to you by Figure Collections, shop.figurecollections.com. Blitzkrieg Pro, I went to the show this past weekend. Jeremy Leary, who was on our show before, made a very bold statement that he is never running against the pay-per-view again. He actually said, fuck running against the pay-per-view again, because not a huge crowd there, obviously, because of the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Still a great show, though. If you didn't go, you missed out, man. But we were done. It was done pretty early, too. So still got home. I saw the second half of Extreme Rules live and enjoyed the hell out of that, too. But November 19th, that is another pay-per-view date, but they're starting at 3 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. So he said that's why he said fuck running against a pay-per-view again, because he decided that's Full Gear. The AEW pay-per-view will be that night, November 19th. So 3 p.m. start. Effie and Allie Catch already confirmed. Going to be a good one over in Enfield, Connecticut. Tickets are on sale now, actually, at blitzkriegpro.net. Last week's giveaway, or 2 weeks ago's giveaway right now is still not claimed. So if you if you're like, hey man, I don't know who won, I might have won. If you're listening and you listen to last week's show, shot not been claimed yet. If she's not claimed by the time we record next week, we're going to give her away to somebody else. Or actually, I might throw her in the Patreon giveaway for this month. That might be like a bonus thing if you're a Patreon and nobody claims the prize, because we're not going to hunt you down. You come to us.
It's like free parking when you play in Monopoly.
That's right. So the prizes just pile up as people don't claim them.
I like it.
Bam Bam Bigelow was claimed a couple weeks ago, so we're still waiting on Shotzi to be claimed. We'll give him 2 weeks.
Good figure, guys. Like,
oh man,
if you're not claiming figure. It just because you're sleeping on the figure, you're making a mistake.
Absolutely. Patreon.com/runinpodcast. All kinds of good stuff going on over there. DJ did an unboxing last week. I've been slacking on my hey, what do you says, but I'm going to get back into doing those very soon. And we've also got a what did we do? What did we get here? We did lost my place. Oh, we did the drafts. Draft number 3, appetizers. So and that one is up there now. You can let us know who won. And lots of other good stuff on there too. Phil's done some unboxings. Kenny actually went to New York Comic-Con, is going to give us some video from that.
Yeah.
So go check that out.
That's a bucket thing for me. I do want to do that one.
New York Comic-Con?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would do either one, man. New York or San Diego. But with all these guys doing mail-ins and stuff like now, I want to do I do miss going to a con and like meeting the guys in person, but all these people doing mail-ins and stuff, it just makes it a lot freaking easier. You know, but
no, it is, but there's just some time though that is just, it was worth it to meet them in person.
It's true. It's true. I met Roddy Piper in person, and I will never forget that experience.
Yes,
never.
Yeah, I liked. Like, I wish I was there for that one. That was you had a good Roddy Piper experience.
It was awesome. It was awesome. So one of these days we'll get back to a con. I was gonna try to go to Rhode Island Comic-Con, which is one of the biggest. It's like they call it the biggest con in the smallest state or something like that. And I've been before, and it's huge. But it just doesn't work out with my kids' hockey schedule and stuff for this year, going to Disney and all that stuff. But if you want to join Patreon, we got 3 different tiers. I won't go into all of them. You can go over to patreon.com/runinpod. It is we got a $1 a month white meat babyface tier, mid card, which is $5 a month, and $10 is the main event tier. So go join that. So what else we got on the card here tonight? We got and this month's giveaway for Patreon is the NWO Target Macho Man. You get access to the Fig Cave, and every Wednesday we're doing a Fig Cave flea market, which is going pretty good. We need you guys to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Help our algorithm since we took some time off. We need you guys to help us boost that algorithm back up. Make sure you're following along on all the social media. The Mean Dean social media machine, Dean Wireman, is doing his thing every Friday at noon. He is going to be on TikTok. And of course, you can check out runinpod.com for all our discount codes and all that stuff. Our store is merch.runinpod.com. Grab yourself a t-shirt, hoodie, or something like that. So just coffee tonight, DJ?
Yeah, just coffee tonight, man. I was like, I want to have the proper energy for the show after the day, after running around all day. So, I was like, so let me get the coffee brewing before the show starts. And I'm feeling pretty good now.
And it was a huge week in the week of wrestling. Let's get right to it with In the Ring. In the Ring is brought to you by Buy, Sell, Trade Toys over on Instagram. Use the code RUN10 to buy anything from him and get 10% off. And he's always throwing goodies up there. Always.
Yes.
Throwing goodies up there. So good stuff. Good stuff up there from our boy Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. What else we got here? We got Extreme Rules. Duh. It's a huge week in wrestling. So here's a little code word, guys. Every time I say what else do we got here, it means I lost my place on our sheet and I'm looking at something else and I'm distracted. But so Extreme Rules, obviously Bray Wyatt is back. Huge news. What do you think overall of the pay-per-view, DJ?
I thought it was a fun pay-per-view. I did because we kind of talked about it for a couple weeks now that it was great that they had different stipulations in every match, which ended up working. And it looks like the crowd was the crowd was nice and into it. You had finishes that I like the little curveball finishes based on damn near in every match. I didn't like the only finish I thought was kind of stuck in the mud a little bit was the Cross and McIntyre match.
Yeah, that match. I don't know if it's because it was a strap match or what. It was just there were some weird feelings with that whole match, like with it, the way it started with Cross attacking him, which I thought was a cool way to start it. But it was just there was just something weird about that match. It didn't flow. I don't know if those two don't have chemistry together,
right,
or what it is, but there was just something about that match that was not the best.
So I'm gonna give I've heard from folks. There are folks that have I've been reading and listening, and there are some folks that think Cross is a tad overrated, and a little bit stiff, and they're just not feeling him. I'm gonna give him some time, before I make that kind of decision on his character. But at the moment, I have to say, that was a little he's been kind of boring a little bit for me.
Yeah, I had a friend message me saying the same thing. Like one of my friend group chats, he goes, besides it with a great look, and obviously he's got Scarlett and stuff, the Karrion Kross character, he said, just kind of falls flat for me. Like there's not much to it. My only response was, George Costanza's least favorite wrestler, because when he left NXT or WWE, he was bald. He comes back and he's got a full head of hair. Like, why would you shave your head if you've got that great head of hair? But I kind of agree with you. Besides Scarlett, and they have a great entrance, his character itself just kind of is blah. It's like I've used this term before. I just kind of nothing it. Like he's not super intimidating. For whatever reason, maybe it is because he has hair now. I don't know. There's something missing there. Yes. Again, give him time. I'll give him some more time, but right now there's not a whole lot there with Cross. Even Scarlett, I think her kind of luster has lost, or she's lost some luster. And you know what? Even to go a step further, I think Drew is the same way. To be honest with you, there's something about Drew that it just. And I know I joked on the pod previously that he lost so many matches that I stopped picking him with our picks, but right. There's just something has come
and he had a winning streak until this match.
Yeah, I'm just not into him as much as I used to be. Like I used to be like, oh, he's going to be a star, or he is a star. And now I'm just kind of like, he's just one of those guys, one of the guys.
Well, I think there's a ebb and flow. So yeah. At the time, at that time when it was his time, I think he did great when he was hot and it was his time. I think he did just fine.
Yeah.
It's just now there's a lot going on. And what we'll start talking about in a minute, there's some other stuff that happened that's hot. And so that's all I think that's all it is. Like he'll probably rise up again at some point, but right now it's just there's just too much. There's just too many stars and too much going on right now.
Yeah,
for him.
The other thing that kind of wasn't great, I thought, in that pay-per-view, or the other match I didn't think was great was I cannot think. Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey.
They're just not good dance.
Yeah, they're just not good together. But I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know why there was no chemistry there. And yeah,
I think it just happens. Because I felt the same. It's I'll use Hogan and Flair as an example. I'm not saying that I don't think either one of their careers are going to be Hogan or Flair, but I'm just saying, when you watched Hogan and Flair wrestle, it just was I want to love this. I think, this is two legends. I should really be enjoying this match. And you just don't. There's just something about when those two are in the ring together that against each other that just doesn't really get the crowd going.
Yeah, the finish wasn't great. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what SmackDown tomorrow night, when I want to see Liv explain all the smiling and stuff while she's getting while she's in the submission. But But yeah, that match didn't really do much for me. The other women's match, though, I thought was great. I thought the ladder match was really good.
Man.
Between Bayley took some bumps in that match too.
Yes.
And Bianca Belair, obviously, Bianca's becoming a star too. We've said that here before. She just brings it over and over and over and over again. Every time I watch her, I'm more and more impressed by her.
Right. So, and super strong. Jeez.
Yeah, for real. Only other we got to see the return of Beth Phoenix in the I Quit match with the Edge and Finn Balor. The Brawling Brutes and Imperium, man. I could watch Gunther and Sheamus just go at it nonstop over and over. They're kind of like that Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn thing where you want them just to fight forever.
Exactly. No, they're great.
The Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins match was great. That I like that cage, man. One of the group texts I'm in, somebody was like, this needs to be the cage going forward. Like this, like you got the little platforms on top where they can do moves on it and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just very, very cool looking cage. I hope they kind of ease that in or slide that in somehow of making that the normal cage for the match.
I agree. I wonder if they'll even do like Mattel even. I'm pretty sure Mattel has already thought of.
Oh, I'm sure
doing something with that.
I feel like those guys, as soon as they see something like that, they're like, "Oh, how can we make this work?"
Yeah, because I mean that's a no-brainer. You can definitely make a den.
Yeah. Yep. Then that was the pay-per-view, with the exception of Bray Wyatt coming back at the end. I think the way they did all of that was very, very, very good. They waited. Michael Cole even was acting like the pay-per-view was going off the air, and we're kind of like, wait a minute. And then it just kind of all goes dark.
Yep.
And we get what we wanted. I loved having the characters in the crowd. I thought that was so freaking cool. And then obviously him coming back, and there was little nods to Luke Harper, Brody Lee, in a lot of those, in a lot of the stuff that he said, or in a lot of the things that they showed. Right. And it's just the crowd was going nuts. The pop he got, man.
You could barely hear him say, I'm here, and blow the lantern out.
Right.
You can barely hear it because, I'll wait for losers to go with the other side of what some people said about this, but in their this left a lot of speculation because you saw all of the characters from the Funhouse show up. And so if people are like putting labels on the his sister, like for example, you had Liv Morgan, like you said, smiling as she's about to lose. Is she Sister Abigail now? Is the Fiend, is that Bo Dallas? So they left things that you're going to continue to wonder what is going on with this character. Can we say that this was some good writing yet? Or,
right.
Or are we still worried about Marvel and Disney being a part of WWE?
Right. Yeah, it was just a lot of great stuff, man. A lot of great stuff. It's I don't know, man. It was
fun.
It was great. It was a great show.
And then I remember when we were having a debate about Saturdays and Sundays, and so even I would so I had to go to my daughter has her activities on Saturday, and there I was watching a partial parts of the pay-per-view while I was sitting there while she was doing her thing and watching the pay-per-view on my phone. So to go with what you were arguing, should just stay on Sundays.
Yeah, I would like pay-per-view. Like I still stand by what I said, last week, where you have the big pay-per-views on Saturday nights, and you have the little pay-per-views, or secondary pay-per-views on Saturday nights. Sorry, Sunday nights. Sunday nights. That's what I said last week. So I stick with that, man. I stick with that. So before we get to, we'll talk a little bit more about Bray Wyatt. Before we get to that, let's go over our predictions. DJ, I'm sorry, I defeated you 4-1. Not sorry.
We have to.
We both picked Imperium.
Yep.
I picked Finn Balor. We both picked Bianca. I picked Karrion Kross. We both picked Riddle, and then or no, I'm sorry. I picked Riddle. You picked Rollins, and then Liv Morgan. We both picked. So it ended up being 4-1. So I am your new heavyweight champion of the world, prediction champion. I've been trying to sell this belt in the flea market for a long time, and nobody's bought it. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm getting rid of that AEW belt, and I'm gonna have this one be my prediction championship belt." So
got rid of the AEW belt.
So for those of you who cannot see,
so a bonus winners and losers, the AEW belt.
Yeah, that's right. I have the NWO big gold belt as my prediction championship here. So it's good to be king again. But man.
Hold on to it for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'll keep it warm for you. But man. All right. So let's talk about this Bray Wyatt return. Bray Wyatt. I lost my spot. I had this whole article saved that I sent to you, and it was basically the discussion is where does Bray Wyatt's return rank? Here it is. Let me read this to you. This is from the Facebook page. It's loading now. Wrestling 24. Mickie James says that she can't stop watching Bray Wyatt's return. She calls it legendary. I don't agree with her. Is the Bray Wyatt return one of the best of all time? Here's a couple that come to mind. Triple H in 2002, back from injury. Goldberg in 2003, WWE debut. Bret Hart in 2010, first time back since Screwjob. Brock Lesnar in 2012, return to WWE. The Hardys in 2017, WrestleMania 33. Edge in 2020, return from retirement. CM Punk in 2021, return from quitting the business. Where does the Bray Wyatt rank among these epic returns? And that is from All Yaz Wrestling on Wrestling 24. There's a few that that aren't on this list that come to mind, like John Cena coming back at the Royal Rumble in 2008, and just a couple others that probably popped up there. I'm curious, where do you think this ranks in the list of returns that we've had in the world of wrestling?
Man, that is definitely a tough question. I'm sorry, I am going to say that it was better than the CM Punk one. So I'm going to rank it above that. It's kind of hard to compete with that Hardy Boys at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that one's going to be hard to compete with. What was a couple other? The John Cena one just didn't do anything for me, to be honest with you.
I wasn't really watching in 2008, so I don't really remember that much.
Yeah, that one didn't really. I was watching and I was like, okay, we are like, oh boy, now we know who's going to win this Royal Rumble, so didn't really move me.
Then Bret Hart in 2010. I actually remember that. I remember being at Monday Night Raw in Boston, and I brought my nephew as like a graduation present. And it was like, I remember freaking out because Bret Hart and Undertaker were in the ring at the same time. And I'm like, and it's 2010. And I was texting one of my childhood friends who he stopped watching wrestling a long time ago, but he loved the Undertaker when he was a kid. And I'm like, holy shit, put it on USA. Bret Hart and the Undertaker in the ring together. It's hard to beat that Hardy's one and that Edge one.
And the Edge one. Yep, that one's
that Edge one. Again, Punk was cool because he returned from quitting the business. I think that one might be a little soiled at this point just because of everything that's happened since he came back. But if you take the return itself, plus they did there was other returns that night or other people showing up that night. I think might have taken that was the night Daniel Bryan showed up. That was the night Adam Cole showed up. I think some things might have taken away from that. The Edge, though, I remember watching the Royal Rumble and being like, holy shit. And we kind of knew that might be happening. But his music hitting, and maybe it's his music, I don't know.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Hardys. Like there was rumors about it, but they had wrestled in like Ring of Honor the night before,
right,
at WrestleMania, and then their music hits, and you have the New Day like on the stage dancing like them, like they're flipping out. This Bray one, everybody knew what was happening. Everybody knew it was happening this night. I think they did a damn good job of doing it. I would say it's in the top 5 of returns of all time, but I would not say it's number 1.
No, I won't say number 1. So I think that's what the person was trying to say, was that this wasn't number 1. And if that's what they're saying, I would agree. But it's definitely got to be ranked in there. Just from the pop. Like, I mean, you can't beat that. Like, you cannot beat like with that audience that went nuts. Like even knowing something is coming and they still popped.
Yeah. And that's I think speaks volumes too. Is like, even when knowing that it's happening, you're like, people are freaking out. So I hope I'm glad that Fiend or Bray Wyatt wasn't on Raw on Monday night. Like, I'm glad they're letting this kind of, I would even be cool with them not like, I would be even cool with them like holding off.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put Bray. I know he's going to be on the SmackDown brand, but don't put him on right away. Like, keep these like little teasers going, keep these little video packages going, and then just have them randomly show up one night. I think that would be, instead of just giving us what we want right away, like, tease us some more, man. Give us more. Tease us more. I'm so pumped he's back. He's been one of my favorites for like the last decade. I've freaking loved Bray so much. Him and Rollins, probably my 2 favorite guys of the last 10 years of wrestling.
Okay.
What year is it? 2000? I think Rollins was around in 2012. Yeah. I think that's like right around when the
Shield, right?
Yeah, I think so. But Kenny will correct us if he's listening this week.
Yeah.
But man, big week of wrestling, because then we had Monday Night Raw.
Right.
I wasn't too excited about Monday Night Raw, to be honest with you. Even with the DX return, I'm sitting there and I'm like, these returns are always so cheesy. Maybe it'll be a little bit different with, Triple H running things or whatever. They're a ratings grab. They're a money grab because, they're going to sell all the merch and stuff like that.
Right.
And so I wasn't going in expecting a whole lot. And then you get the return of the Good Brothers, which these rumors, man, are flying about guys coming back. Like what? And so I said to a couple of buddies of mine, I'm like, this rumor is going around right now that the Good Brothers are coming back. And then I put Monday Night Raw on and they're back. It's like these things are happening so quickly.
Right.
DX returns. I thought they did a great tribute to China. I thought they did a great job of mentioning Billy Gunn without mentioning Billy Gunn,
right.
Which was cool. And you have to acknowledge Billy Gunn, whether, he's with another company or not. You still have to acknowledge him. I think they did a great job of doing that.
In fact, I was a little bit disappointed with, so I'm going to take Tony Khan for what he says all the time, right? So he's always about the forbidden door and all that. So I have to imagine, and then if WWE didn't reach out, hey, I will take my what I'm saying back. But I would have to think, hey, can we borrow Billy for 10 minutes for one night just to be with DX? We'll even pay you. And I'm going to imagine that he said no, just to say no, just because. And then here we are. And then we got to see him, in a match that on Wednesday night, lo and behold, he had a match, all of a sudden he has a singles match on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
So, that's why I'm like, for a guy that's supposed to be this forbidden door and all, you're, going to revolutionize the business and everything. I think that would have been a perfect opportunity.
I think, even if they did like a little video pack, have them, do a video thing, I think that would have been fine. I think it would have been cool.
Yep.
But alas, we did not get it. And then the rest of Raw, I thought, was actually really good.
They've been on a run.
They really have.
For folks that haven't been watching Raw, and I understand, if you haven't been watching, because for a few years now, it was very hit or miss. I'm gonna say the last few Raws, they're on point. they're on point. So you might want to give them a shot.
Brock Lesnar returned. We got Sami Zayn versus Riddle. Yep. We also got Seth Rollins winning the U.S. title. We got to Brock came and destroyed Bobby Lashley, which I think we might be getting that at the Saudi pay-per-view. Like
I think
that, so. Like that, and people have wanted that. Somebody said they want to see it again. I don't think we've seen it at all, though. Like I think I saw online that somebody said we're getting that somewhere, we're getting this again or whatever. And I'm like, I don't remember this. I remember this being a thing where people wanted this and we didn't really get it. So correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm here for Bobby Lashley and Brock.
Even if we are getting it again, like
when did they go at it before? I don't remember.
I mean, I'm trying to think of Bobby's title run. And did he ever run into Brock? Bobby
Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Oh yeah, hold on.
I want to say when he was with MVP that they had something. Oh, yeah.
Bobby Lashley defeats Brock Lesnar to become the new WWE champion.
There you go.
At the Royal Rumble. Good call, DJ.
All right.
Good call. All right. So all right, we have gotten it before. I forgot. I'm sorry.
But I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I'm just like the people that like, is that really a complaint that we're gonna have so wrestling now we can't have rematches? Like I don't understand. Like they have even if they did wrestle, it's been a long time since they did. So why not see it again? I don't. This audience, sometimes I don't get it, man. Like the things that they find to complain about. Sometimes I'm like, why are you complaining about this?
Yeah. Yep. Matt Riddle versus Sami Zayn was good.
Yes, it was.
Sami Zayn I'm going to be so heartbroken when he turns on the Bloodline or vice versa. Like I think I might be more upset about that than when the Shield broke up.
Wow. Okay. That's a huge statement.
Sami Zayn is so good with the Bloodline, but everything runs its course at some point. Now the question, like, I'm not a huge Good Brothers guy, but I think they're going to, I always thought they were good with AJ. So I'm all here for that. There's a lot of stables right now in WWE, which we said was not a good thing for AEW. It seemed like everybody was in a stable at one point in AEW. Do you think WWE is getting to a point where they're going to be in the same kind of position we were talking about with WWE soon, I think, or AEW soon, where they just have too many guys? Do you think that's going to happen?
It's definitely like, it could definitely happen. But it's just like, I think one of the mistakes that AEW is having with having so many stables is that I don't feel like the writing puts it all together nicely. Like, so, I mean, because we can argue, going back to the time everybody loves with the Monday Night Wars, there were plenty of stables. But you had good writing, and you had like each stable, like the members of the stables had good storylines to follow. So the problem with the AEW stables is like the to me, like the stories just aren't making sense sometimes, Yep. So, we could talk about their booking all night, but it's just, that if you write it correct, if you do it correctly, and you use the stable as you should, like you should be, like The Rock is one of the best examples of how to use a stable. Okay, you had this young guy that has it, but the crowd just wasn't feeling that last character. All right, so let's put him in this stable. This gives him a chance to change to freshen up his character. And there you go. Like, kind of like, so, does this sound familiar? So like now you have Dominic, who like white meat babyface, nobody really feeling him.
Yeah.
Now he's getting heat. Like, whether you like him or not, it doesn't matter. He's getting he gets booed out of the building, which he should. Like, he's a heel. Yeah, that's his job. He's doing it correctly, So that's how you use a stable.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I just hope they don't get to that point where they're like signing everybody back, and it
No, I don't need everybody back. Yeah,
no, I don't need everybody back. Some guys were let go, and it was like, okay, less is more here. Less is more here. There's rumors going around about Matt Cardona. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit later on. And Chelsea Green coming back. They're another one where it's like, we'll get to that in the toy section because I feel like that's more of a toy thing.
Okay. Yeah, because I have my opinion on that.
Although he was number 13 on the Pro Wrestling Illustrated top 50 or whatever it was, but
that's wonderful.
We got to talk about AEW here real quick. They had a couple returns themselves, or a couple debuts. Renee Young making her debut. Kind of this part of me saw this coming, but part of me also was like, no, she just did some work with WWE. And then I saw on her Instagram that she was going to Toronto, and that's where AEW was. And I'm like, did she, or is she just going to support Johnny Boy? And sure enough, she debuted. Hopefully they use her. She is a very good. She's good at everything she does. They need to use her as much as they can.
Yeah, because I'll say like you're probably what you're thinking is those backstage interviews. The people that are doing the backstage interviews are not good on AEW.
I don't know the guy's name, the heavier guy with glasses. I don't know his name.
That's exactly who I had in my mind.
Yeah, he's terrible. He's terrible. I think she was Dasha Fuentes in WWE. I don't know what her actual name is now, Dasha something or whatever, but she's decent. She's not great, but she's definitely decent. But she's not Renee Young. Renee Young is a modern day Mean Gene, only way better looking. Like she can do it all, I think.
Yeah. And that's how I would do it. Like she should almost be on every.
Yep.
You could basically let those other two people go.
I'm very jealous of her talent. Is what I'm getting at.
She is good.
She's very good, very good. And then Orange Cassidy wins gold finally. Hell yeah, let's go. Yes. Very good episode of Dynamite too. I got to give credit where credit's due. Very good episode of Dynamite last night.
I think they heard the. I will give so here we go. So we're gonna give AEW some credit here. They listened to the fans saying, "Hey, what about the OG AEW guys? How come like they always get passed over for everything?" So now you have the Acclaim winning the tag team title, even though this isn't a huge title that Orange Cassidy won. But and that's I think them having so many titles running around on AEW, it takes the luster off of the titles that I think that they want to mean something. But it's good that he has one of them, and he's been there since jump. So.
Yep. And Orange Cassidy's always been like the kind of guy I didn't think like needed a title. But I'm curious to see how it goes with him.
Yes. No, I'm definitely a Juice fan. So yeah, hopefully I like he can hold it. Let's see him hold it for a while. Those title defenses should be pretty good. I want to see how he wears it. I want to see how he actually wears it. Like I'm very curious of how his character is even going to wear a title.
Yeah, if he just doesn't care.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Solid week of AEW, except for Tony shooting himself in the foot again. This dude just
where Tony was wrong.
So he went on the MMA Hour podcast with Ariel. I forgot the guy's full name. Ariel Halwani. And a lot of news on this because Ariel said that this was the worst interview he's ever done because Tony Khan would not answer the questions. He would just keep talking about what was coming on TV. And Ariel, he asked the question that people want to know. He was doing his job. He's being a reporter or a journalist. And Tony threw a fit and just didn't answer his questions. And this is where I think Tony needs to hire a PR person, have somebody go talk to them for him, or don't commit to every single fucking interview.
Right.
Like, I understand you're trying to get your product out there.
Yeah.
You don't need to go on every show. You don't need to go on a show called the MMA Hour to promote your wrestling product.
No.
And I'm not 100% familiar with his show, so I don't know if he talks.
It's a good show.
I don't know if he talks wrestling, though, is what I'm getting at. Like, I don't know if it's just MMA, if it's just wrestling.
Yeah, no, he talks wrestling.
All right. I've never listened to it, to be honest with you. There's other people saying, oh, he's a WWE guy, so he was trying to push Tony. Tony would know that, wouldn't he, going on, that he's a WWE guy? So, like, that's on Tony, too.
Right. So, so the show, yes, the vast majority of the time I've ever heard him talk about wrestling, it's WWE, but it's like, okay, AEW, you're just kind of starting out. This is probably the fan that you're trying to get to watch your product. If you see what I'm saying. So yeah, I thought, like, so if you're going to go on the show, yeah, shoot the shit with him for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then let him, okay, this guy's pretty cool. Maybe I ought to watch this. And then, like, he was going to give you time. Of course, you go on anybody's show, they're going to give you time to promo your stuff. Talk first. Like, go on and talk first and be a guest.
Right. It's
and Excalibur or somebody if you can't do it. Like,
right.
You don't have to go to
Jim Ross, somebody with experience doing these interviews. Like,
yes.
Have somebody do, especially he's got everything going on with I don't know how much he's involved with the Jaguars, but you got that. He's booking the shows. Like, he's doing all this other shit.
Just runs the Jaguars, right?
Yeah, but he's got the soccer team too.
Oh, he does have the soccer team. Yep.
So again, he's writing all the stuff for AEW. Like, dude, let somebody else do some stuff. Let somebody with some experience do some stuff.
Especially that. And
stop getting your name dragged through the mud. Well, for the record, I just want to let the record show I did say something good about AEW. I said they had a great show this week.
Yes.
So it's not just me Tony bashing, as I fully admit I am prone to do, but or AEW bashing. But if you're a AEW fan, you have to realize that Tony needs to settle down and just have somebody do all this shit for him.
Right. Well, I mean, again, the story of this company is, it seemed like they have to end the catering to a niche audience. Like, you're a niche within a niche, right? So, like, wrestling is already a niche, and then you're just playing to a niche of that audience. Then, I mean, it is regardless of the the storyline with Chris Jericho's faction, it is a wrestling business. Like, you're in this for a business, and it's not good business to make it to where some people might not want to watch your product because they don't feel comfortable watching it.
Agreed. And with all that being said, a hell of a week in wrestling. It's time to move on to the winners and losers of this week, brought to you by Manscaped.
Support for the Run-In Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. We've got 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code RUN20 at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, it's about 12 million balls. We've all been there, getting ready for a little date night action. You're shaving your face and you look down and you say, oh, I got to take care of business below the equator. And then you say to yourself, man, I'm going to put this thing that was just on my balls on my face. Or you nick yourself because it's made for your face and not your balls. And then you got issues all night long. Well, Manscaped sent us the Performance Package 4.0, and it is a game changer. Let me tell you, inside this package, you're going to get their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. First, let's talk about the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming. and dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. Thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, Lawnmower 4.0 is also waterproof and has a 4000K LED spotlight. You need a more precise shave. Because the trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor, which I know your lady will appreciate. You thought that was good, but we want to take your grooming even further to the next level. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof, provides proprietary skin-safe technology which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. I used this yesterday, and man, I was expecting to have a little tug. Smooth as my balls. Their Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Ball Toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me when I say this, fellas. Your balls will look up at you and say, thanks, man. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped Boxers, so comfortable, rocking them right now. And the Shed Travel Bag, which is actually the nicest toiletry bag, travel bag, that I've ever seen in my life. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. It's time to take care of yourself. Go to manscaped.com, get 20% off and free shipping with the code RUN20. That's right, get 20% off and free shipping with the code RUN20 at manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping with RUN20 at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
I just did some manscaping today, to be honest with you. My wife stole my Manscaped, used it herself. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you guys that, but whatever. Might be getting myself in a little bit of trouble with her, but whatever. Obviously, guys, go check out manscaped.com. Use code RUN20 on anything on their website, not just the products with the with the bundles. Anything on their website, you can get 20% off.
Exactly.
Manscaped.com, RUN20, and use the and send us a screenshot if you bought something. We'll send you a little something. If you used our code. So winners and losers this week brought to you by Manscaped. My winner is WWE, hands down. I think they had a great week. They just killed it with the pay-per-view, killed it with Raw. The loser I have for this week is Liv Morgan, because I think she should have had a longer run with the title. I just don't think she was ready for like an Extreme Rules deal. It's hard to buy into her extreme, her being extreme. But I thought she did a good job with it, and I think she should have had. I don't want to see Ronda Rousey as champ. I want new blood. I like Liv. I liked having Liv and Bianca as the women's champions.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't think Ronda's going to have it all that long. To be honest,
I hope not.
But let's see where it goes. Like maybe they're going somewhere with this, kind of like what they did with how we were all upset about how Bianca lost her title.
Yep.
And it turned into actually a really good story for WrestleMania. So let's see where they're going with this before we do that. But yeah, I guess for now, we'll have to agree with that, with her being a loser here.
Who do you got? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna go right into it. So
do it.
Winner, Orange Cassidy.
Yep.
I think this man should have had some kind, like at least a TNT title by now.
Solid pick. Can't disagree with you.
Yeah, and then the loser is, like I said, I was going to go off on this earlier, is the Bray Wyatt haters. I don't get it. I really don't. Like you had, I saw one, like seriously, somebody posted and said, "Oh, the crowd went mild." I'm just like, yeah, did you have your sound off, or or are you just in denial?
That's ridiculous.
It's one of the two. Also, just like there's people that just for whatever reason think the Bray Wyatt character is overrated or whatever, and the first thing that they will turn to, of course, is his record, right? Especially record in big matches.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so why is it that nobody else's record comes into question when it comes to their character? So the fact that you cared about that match that he went into, he did his job.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one. Two, have you seen this man? Like, so how big this man is and the way he moves in the ring is like that's it's incredible. Like pay attention to the way this man moves and the way this man, like how technically sound he is and everything at his size. It's incredible. Like I think it's incredible. Like just watching him go, sometimes I get, I just like watching that, like even beyond the mic skill.
I've seen people say stuff like he needs to go back to wrestling school now that he's back or whatever. I don't get that either. Like I don't get the haters, to be honest with you, because I thought for a big man, like you said, man, he can move. His great character. Maybe the booking hasn't been great for him. That's not anything to do with him. That's the people writing the stories. So let's see what happens. I would be all for. He's another character though, like I was saying with Orange Cassidy, that doesn't really need a belt to be, to be relevant. But let's see. Right. Let's see what happens. Go for it. Let's put it on him and see how it goes. Is he going to be the next one to challenge Roman? Let's see. Who do you got for your what do you got? Buy and sell it this week. This is where we find a rumor in the world of wrestling, and we share it with each other, and we talk about whether we are buying or selling that rumor. You know what? Let me go first because it has to do with Bray Wyatt, of course. Right. There's a rumor going around that Bray's return was in the works before Vince retired. I would say that I'm going to sell on that. I'm not buying that at all because I feel like Bray was very frustrated with his creative direction. Creative. Again, I don't know. I'm just kind of assuming here, but his creative freedom when he left, I think he, kind of wanted to leave. I think it was maybe a mutual thing. And now that Triple H is running the show, I think he's I could see him being very excited about being back.
I'm going to buy it.
Okay. That might be the first one that we disagreed on.
Yeah. Well, because it's like, so the rumor is that it was being worked on, right? So that means that's up for negotiation, like how much creative freedom and everything was going on. I do think some of the reason why he went away was to mourn. Like, because he did not look good in that last WrestleMania match. And for obvious, I think for outside looking in, like, allegedly, I can see why. Like, it makes sense to me, like that you're mourning a good friend and you didn't work out and probably weren't even, your heart probably wasn't even in it, so I get it if that was what happened. And so to be working on like a new deal and working on, okay, how much creative freedom did I get, I think is totally plausible. I mean, he made enough money for Vince. Or in fact, they made money both, like, on both sides. I think they've made enough money to say, hey, let's try to work this out.
Yeah. What do you got for your buy sell?
Rumor of like this is, the start of Daniel Cormier coming to WWE and, joining the E and, doing a Ronda Rousey and Shamrock and, and others and getting in the ring.
I'm going to say buy. I can see it happening.
I'm going to buy it too. Like I who could blame like somebody, like, so you've already gone to UFC or whatever MMA promotion, and you already proven yourself. Like you've already, gotten up, won titles, got so many title defenses, probably called pound for pound the best at some point. Why not stop getting, hit in the face for real for a while and go get this check and have like, actually, like, this is probably fun for them, like, for to bounce around in this ring. So why not?
Right. Absolutely.
And he's good. Like I think he's got the feel, like the way he was doing the refereeing in this match. I think he's got the feel for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for anybody like that getting in the ring and trying to do their thing, broaden their horizons.
Yeah. And let me, like, before he even does, can I just calm the the folks down like that. Oh, well, like that, just automatically not like somebody because they didn't quote pay their dues. Like, because that was one thing that I remember going to a Raw when on Ronda Rousey's first run. And that a guy in line was like, "Oh yeah, I don't like her because I don't think she paid her dues." I'm like, dude, she fought for real, with live bullets. I think that's good enough for a freaking wrestling show that you paid your dues. She won gold medal and world championships.
Yeah,
she paid her dues. Stop.
All right, time for Walk That Toya. Walk That Toy Aisle is brought to you by our friends over at Wrestling Collector Shop. Use the code RUN10, save 10%. Over at WrestlingCollectorShop.com, they have been doing 24-hour freebies on their website or on their Instagram. They're posting it. They'll put their code up. And so pay attention to them on Instagram. It's just Wrestling Collector Shop. They did a Ronda Rousey Elite for free, a Brock for free with a purchase. So you're getting free figs. I know there's some other toy companies out there that do wrestling figures that aren't doing that. So WrestleMania Elites will be there soon, expected before month's end. And they're going to be sending us some more giveaways as well. So, WrestlingCollectorShop.com, all the good stuff there. You can use RUN10 to save 10%. And if you spend $50 or more, you can use the code RUNIN and get free shipping. So slow news week in the world of figures and collecting, but the Coliseum collection figures, which will be Mattel Creations exclusives, that is Hulk Hogan and Terry Funk. These are in the style of LJNs. They're ultimates, but they're in like the LJN attire and the poses and stuff like that. They are going on sale on November 11th at 12 p.m. Eastern. You grabbing those, DJ?
If I were able to just get because they come together, right? Like you got to get, So I think if we're just where I can get Terry Funk,
yep,
I would have done it. But I don't need both of them.
You might be able to grab one in the groups.
Yeah, there you go.
Like somebody might only want the Hogan.
The Hogan, exactly. Yeah, no, you're right. Yep. So that made my night.
Yeah. And then Ringside accidentally put up Elite 95, the whole set for $24.99. I definitely jumped on there and tried to grab them. I used the discount code to call up, and within the hour I had an email saying it was canceled. So yeah. But somebody got fired for that, I'm sure. Imagine getting a whole set of Elite 95 for $24.99.
A whole set of anything.
Right.
Of any series.
I was like, even a whole set of basics for $24.99.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care what it is. Like a whole set, you're good.
I'm like, damn, dude, we got giveaways. We got toy drive figures. Like, we're all set here.
Yes.
We talked about it a little bit more. Actually, before we get to that, let me jump into this here. Zombie Sailor Wave number 2, the Heels and Faces, that goes on sale October 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern. I do have to say the Andre the Giant looks better than I thought. That's the one he's teasing. That's it. Is Andre the Giant, Raven? I'm gonna forget one of them. I think it's Kevin Sullivan. I forget who else is in it. I can't remember. But anyway,
I just would have liked a better picture of Andre
on the card. Yeah, man, that's not a great. That's not a great picture on there. So, and then that was it really for wrestling news. But we did. I don't want to steal the Fig Cave podcast thunder because they talked about this on their show as well. But if Matt Cardona returns to WWE, like the rumors are going around that he might be doing, what happens to the Major Wrestling Figure podcast? Say what you will about Matt Cardona as a wrestler, Zack Ryder, whatever you want to call him. However, in the toy world, the action figure world, he is a big deal. And
he's got a following.
He's got a following. Sure. He's got a voice. Just being on the inside with figure collections and knowing what's going on behind the scenes there.
Right.
Jack and Matt are messaging each other like every day about toy stuff, figure stuff. Like, how does this look? What do you think about this? And people like other wrestlers that have not been announced yet through figure collections have gone to Matt Cardona for advice on their figures through other companies and things like that. So there's more to it than him just being in WWE and having the podcast. It's like,
sure,
this guy has this voice here. If WWE signs them, I know they're letting guys slowly and girls get their streams back and do their thing.
Sure.
Now that Vince is gone. And they started the Major Wrestling Figure podcast before or while they were still with WWE, him and Brian Myers.
Right.
But they have since launched their own figure line. They're doing live shows. Their producer is a AEW manager. Like, there's a lot there that could change if he signs with WWE. So I'm curious how much that actually plays into what he would do.
Right. I think it would be a lot like up, up, down, down, in my opinion. I'm sure the AEW guy won't mind. Everybody's getting their check. So what does it matter? I mean, they're not using AEW aren't using Brian and Matt. So, so what do you want? In fact, they put them on one show and that was it.
Right.
So obviously for whatever reason, you don't want them on your show. So dude, I want to work. Yeah. And I want to work on television. So, and yeah, I think it'll be a lot like up, up, down, down. They'll probably even get some more say with, like the Mattel guys will probably even have it'll probably be even more of a interaction with them.
Yeah.
I think everything keeps going in my opinion. I don't see a reason why not. And I think, like you said, like Triple H has more of, he's more open-minded and understanding.
Yep, absolutely.
Because Vince just wasn't there. That's where I will say Vince was just not. He was outdated. Where he wasn't getting that, like, everything. If you let these guys do stuff that's not labeled WWE, it's actually going to benefit you.
Yeah, and I can totally see like Vince being like, well, I pay them enough. They shouldn't have to do anything extra. And it's not always about that. Like, I make enough money to do my, with my day job to pay my bills. But like when I do trivia or when I do this, not that we're making a ton of money off of this or any money, but it's a creative outlet thing. It's like,
yes,
I want to try doing something different for, maybe down the road when, when they retire or, you know what? I want to just do something that I go out and I have fun doing.
Yes.
And maybe make a little extra money. Right. So it's super, 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 super cool that Triple H is letting these guys get their streams back and things like that. But it is also like totally understandable that these guys want to do this other stuff, especially with how busy they are with their WWE schedules.
Right.
And they probably just want to take some time to kind of do something that, not that they don't enjoy WWE or whatever, because obviously they wouldn't be there, but
and the house shows, you could tell that they're having fun.
Oh, yeah.
House shows.
But I'm thinking they just want to do something where it's like a little bit different. But anyway, moving on. Troy McClure getting Super 7 reaction figures.
Yes.
Those I love that he's got like a whole set.
Well, because you've known him because I'm Troy McClure.
Yeah,
you know me from such films as and such documentaries as so they can go for he could have series of what you could do with Troy McClure.
Yep.
I love it.
That was really it for toy news this week. It's kind of crazy that there wasn't a whole lot going on, but I mean, New York Comic Con was just last week, so a lot of places announced their stuff like that last week. So not a whole lot to report there. We do have weekly purchases though, DJ. You got anything this week?
No, I'm waiting for stuff in the mail, like stuff that I have ordered that's in the mail. But no, I did not go hunting.
Agreed. I don't really have. I got one thing. I got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle loot crate the cartoon edition, and it came with the Batman Donatello.
Oh, nice.
Sold it already. Another figure that I don't remember the guy's name, Scrath or something like that. Trying to unload that, haven't yet. Some pizza, a pizza apron from Ninja Pizza, and oven and some oven mitts. I'm trying to unload it all, man. The only thing I kept was the Party Wagon license plate.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm keeping, and that's all I got this week, man. It was just
I gotta, I guess because I got, Dina and I have this vacation coming up. I'm trying to have as much money as I could possibly have for it. And
dude, I feel that we got Disney coming up in 6 weeks. I think I counted today. So
right. And then Dad's buying WrestleMania tickets and stuff like still paying on that too. So
Christmas is coming. My kid's birthday. I'm screwed here because December 11th is my kid's birthday. So let me start over here. Actually,
okay.
We're going to Disney on the week after Thanksgiving,
right?
And then we do. Then we got my kid's birthday is December 11th, and then Christmas, and then January 11th is my wife's birthday. Then we have Valentine's Day on February 14th.
So every month.
Every month I have something going on here for the next few weeks.
And hit every month.
Yep. Absolutely. So yeah, the wife gets she gets Christmas, her birthday, and Valentine's Day all in a row. But this is the first year that we were saying we're not going to do any presents, just like little stuff, maybe just the two of us,
or like the vacation is the
right. We're going to freaking Disney. So
no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But all right, that's it for Walk That Toil. This might be the shortest episode of the Run In podcast ever, as we head into a very short edition of Falls Count Anywhere. Man, I'm going to be spending more time editing this thing than the show actually is. Falls Count Anywhere is brought to you by Homage. You guys can pay homage over at our affiliate link.
Yes, sir.
Over at runinpod.com. That is the best way to help us. Click deals and then go to Homage. They have brand new NFL Jam shirts, which is basically their NBA Jam shirts, where it's two, the Ravens, for example, is Andrew Jackson, Lamar Jackson, and Mark Andrews. Raiders is your boy David Carr and Devontae Adams, not pushing a cameraman.
That guy fellow. That was he so worked that push.
I would. But tons of new stuff over at Homage, and of course they do have a huge line of WWE shirts as well. So make sure you check those out as well. And you can we do have a discount code over there too. It's RunInPod for 15% off your first order. Not a whole lot to talk about in Falls Count Anywhere either, man. As I just said, we're going to talk football a little bit. Patriots had a good week, and that I don't know what to expect this week, man. This year in football is it's all over the place.
So with my team, it's that age-old question. When your team's not winning, right? But we've lost the games from I think a total of all the games is 6 points or something like that, something crazy like that.
Yep.
So what is worse, getting blown out or keep losing by 1 to 2 points?
I think losing by 1 to 2 points, because I feel like it just shows that your team can't finish. It's if you get blown out, you just suck. If you're losing by 1 or 2 points, you're doing something in that game that's screwing you over.
It's the red zone. I can tell you what it is.
Yeah. You're just doing something. Yeah, you're just doing something that is screwing the team up. You're making mistakes in the game.
Yeah, we're putting up too many threes and not because they can move. There's in the middle of the field, the Raiders are just fine, right? They'll move the ball all the way to the red zone, and then you're shooting the dice if they're going to get 6 or they're going to get 3. Most of the time, they've been getting 3. And then I think that's where we're getting screwed. It's just so. And how you liking these roughing the passer calls?
Oh man, I think it's stupid. I don't know what people were expecting me to say. If people were like, "Oh, Brady didn't get hit," or did get hit, they it's.
I just
stupid.
didn't like the Brady call. What I did not like is not only was it not roughing the passer, but Brady also kicked him like a child.
Yeah.
And that's a call. Like a quarterback can't do that. Like you can't do that when you get tackled.
Right.
So, and then so to have the call go against the guy who did nothing wrong, like that's what I was pulling my hair out about.
Yeah.
But hey, you're a Ric Flair fan, and that's like that.
No, I am not being like, I'm not defending Brady here at all.
Yeah, no,
it's so stupid.
Yeah.
I can see a little bit, very little, and it's not because it's Brady.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally, I could see where, I said this to friends, like I could see where the rep, because think about it, we see it how many times, slowed down,
mm-hmm.
replayed over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. But I could see that play with the Brady one, how maybe, just maybe, the ref could have seen him like throwing him down after he was tackled, but it's still like, that's a ticky-tack call.
We're playing tackle football, right?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying, like, I could see a little bit where they might call that.
Yeah.
The throwdown part.
It's fast. You're going down fast. I can even like, because I'll even, the Raider game, like the Chiefs got hosed on a call where, Carr fumbled the ball, and then on the way down, the guy just happened to land on top of him.
Yep.
And they gave us, I think any 15-yard call, what I would do, just like how when the last 2 minutes, the New York looks at everything, right? Or, so I think any 15-yard penalty, which is like, those are calls that don't happen all throughout the game. So I think there's enough time for them to, like, if they think that call might have been, hey, well, let's take another look at it, buzz them, take a quick look. Like, it only takes like 30 seconds. Oh yeah, no, that, like, let's pick that flag up. It was just a regular tackle, and he didn't land, so, and then nope, there was no foul on the play, second, and lay and keep the game going. I think that's the way to fix that. Like,
I'm torn on that.
Yep.
Only because I don't want them to go to review for everything.
Which they don't. Like, they're not going to. Like,
right, just, but it's like, then what's the point of having the refs even there? You know what I mean? Like,
because that play was fast. Like, it was fast to see, and then you're trying. Like, I do get, like, you're like, especially after the Tua thing. You don't want to see another guy have a seizure on the field because he literally got brain damage in the middle of a football game.
That was another thing I was thinking about the Brady thing, was like, maybe it was because maybe like the refs were told, hey, anything close to the quarterbacks, call it because of what happened with Tua.
Mm-hmm. And it was the same kind of tackle. Like, it was like the kind of sling.
But it's still,
it's legal. It's a legal tackle.
It's just so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
It's a legal tackle. I'm sorry that, like, I feel for the Tua family. I hope everything turns out okay, but it was a legal tackle.
Right.
Like, it was a legal tackle.
That's it for Falls Count Anywhere.
We're gonna make our picks, or
sure. Oh yeah, we didn't make picks last week.
We didn't.
Okay. No, I completely forgot. Let me pull up what this Sunday's game is.
Okay.
I think it's the Chiefs and the Bills, I believe.
Or is it the Cowboys and Eagles?
What is it? What week are we at? Oh,
both
you're right.
Games are huge.
You're right. Yep. My bad. It is Dallas and Philly.
Yeah, but both games are huge. Like, those.
Why? Fuck Dallas and Philly. Why isn't it Kansas City and Buffalo? I know they can't flex until like week 7 or something like that, but that should be.
Oh well, because what's Cowboys' record now?
I don't even know.
They only got like 2 losses, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so and then Eagles undefeated.
Yeah.
So okay, whereas the Chiefs, like I think the Chiefs are about to get their ass whooped. Like, to be honest with you, because like their defense is crap. And they just they just happen to have this stuff happen in the second half where they go against a team that can't handle their offense.
Yep.
Right now you have a team like the Bills have a defense. And their offense can score with Kansas City.
Gotcha.
Like as efficient as Kansas City. So
yep.
So yeah, Kelsey's not getting 4 touchdowns against the Bills. Like, so they're the Chiefs have no running game. Like, I think anybody playing fantasy football that has any running back on the Chiefs know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
They're about to get their ass whooped.
I had Edwards-Helaire, and I was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
But
yep.
I'm gonna go. So yeah, the game is Dallas and Philly. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go Philly. Philly looks unstoppable, man.
I think until otherwise, like, even though, like, I was watching Colin, and Colin has them like on, like, he has this Super Bowl bubble, and he has the Eagles on the outside of it, and says, oh, well, you know, I still don't think they're that good. They haven't faced any, like, all these silly reasons, like, oh, they haven't faced any adversity and all this crap and stuff from last year. Like, you're giving me excuses from the team last year. Like, this team right now is 5-0. What?
Yeah.
So with Hurts playing excellent.
Yeah.
Like, he improved on everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to go Philly, even though, like, I know my girlfriend is not going to like that, but you got to go Philly.
She's a Dallas fan?
She is a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Ah. You got a bye this week for the Raiders.
Thank God. Jesus.
Patriots got the Browns.
So happy they got a bye.
Patriots got the Browns. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's gonna be a mixed bag, because, like, because both teams, actually, like, if you think about it, both teams are almost the same. Like, there are weeks where they look excellent, right? On both sides of the ball. Then there are other games it's like, wait, is this game 6-3? Is that really the score? You know,
yeah.
So
yep.
So they could go either way. Like, I can't call that game. If I were a betting man, I would not bet.
I'd stay away from it. Stay away from it.
Not $1 on that game.
There's a lot of these games, man. You just think, like, these teams are going to go in and dominate, and then the other team ends up kicking their ass. And it's just a weird season, and it's only week 5.
Man.
So, but week 5? Yeah, week 6. It's week 6 already. That's fucking crazy, man. I always feel like football season takes forever to get here, and then it ends up it flies by.
You just think it's over by, like, usually, like, last year the Super Bowl was on Valentine's weekend.
Was it?
So think of it like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. The shortest episode of the Run-In podcast of all time.
I even tried to stretch a little bit.
Yeah. Before we get to the complete end, though, we might actually hit an hour and a half here. So we are going to do what we're watching. I finally finished season 1 of Ted Lasso. I put on my personal Facebook page. Might be the most perfect TV show on air right now. I know some of you will fight me about Better Call Saul, but I feel like I haven't watched Better Call Saul yet, but I feel like Ted Lasso was perfectly cast. The stories were perfect. It had everything. I think I said this last week. It has everything. Comedy, drama, action, whatever you want, it has. And, like, it starts out a little cheesy. Like I said last week, like, it started out as, like, it felt like a little Major League, the movie. Mm-hmm. And then Ted Lasso himself feels a little Ned Flanders-y. So, like, there is a little cheese there, but it's just like, if you don't watch season 1 and you don't feel good about it and you don't feel like you don't feel like you enjoyed it, I think there's something wrong with you. I think you need medical advice.
Or you were like, I mean, yeah, like you said, Better Call Saul, like, nothing against, but, like, it's definitely an excellent show. But it's just like that. It's for the grit, like, you know, it's gritty. It's, you know, whereas you get a few more flavors with Ted Lasso than this. You know, this constant, you know, who's going to get shot kind of feeling.
I think once I finish season 2 of Ted Lasso, which the way I went with season 1 could be like tomorrow. I think I am going to do Better Call Saul next because it's on Netflix. One of my best friends keeps bugging me to watch it. So I think I am going to jump on there and do that. So,
all right.
What you watching?
So had another episode of the Lakers documentary on Hulu. It got to basically now, like, where how they got LeBron, and how everything was in turmoil, and then talked about like the COVID hitting, like right when the team started winning and everything, and all of a sudden we had COVID, and we had all the things that went on during COVID, and just how tough, like that was not, like when you watch the documentary, you realize how that was not easy.
Yeah.
That wasn't easy. Like that season was not easy. But yeah, so they watching She-Hulk, watching the Game of Thrones spinoff, and I watched the Redeem Team on Netflix. I think I would definitely think people should watch it because it's like some things that went on there that I don't think people realized. Because if you watch those games, you did realize, this you gotta work your ass off to win championships now. Like the gold medal in basketball now is not, they just roll the ball out there for Team USA and they win by 40. It just doesn't happen like that anymore.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that's it. Let's wrap this shit up.
All right.
Run in rundown. Shout outs. Fig Cave Podcast. That is our boy Phil Gentile and Nick Thompson. He's also our boy. They are doing the Fig Cave Podcast weekly now. Very good listen if you're into figs. They go a little bit deeper into wrestling figures than we do. So definitely check that out. Of course, we got conversations with Kenny and the Call Up Podcast. And make sure you're checking out like his YouTube channel and stuff. He's going live every single Monday, doing some trivia, doing some Wednesday night reaction to AEW. Me and DJ were both last week. We went on the Pro Wrestling Podcast. You can check that out on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcasts. It was a lot of fun. We had some good topics to talk about there. Gorilla Brain Podcast. That's our friend Alan Day and his boys. They have a couple different podcasts on there, so make sure you check that out. Wrestling Collector Shop, Homage, Manscaped, Barrios Toys. You can follow us over at runinpod.com, and Twitter is at runinpodcast, and Instagram is at the runinpod. Sorry if I sounded a little nasally and I feel like tonight was not my best show, but
you're doing all right.
A little distracted, not feeling great, busy week. I apologize. They can't all be home runs. Right, as long as I'm batting like 300, we're good.
Exactly. You get 200 million.
That's right. That's right. I try to tell my kid that every baseball season, man. Like, you don't get mad when you strike out once, because the best hitters go 1 for 3.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah. Yep. So hit them with your social medias, DJ, and then we'll get out of here.
All right. So come see me at Fig Night 27, FIGKNIGHT 27. That's on Twitter. That is on Instagram. Come say what's up. We're nice guys. We like to we'll chat with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This has been number 106 of the Running Podcast. My name's Tommy Paradise.
It's your boy DJ up here in the rafters.
We are out of here.